Rousseau saw a line between nature and society. His views reflected on how man was naturally good. However, they became corrupted due to society's influence. Rousseau believed that society's negative influence on man centered on its transformation of amour de soi, which represented selfish love, into amour propre, which represented the kind of pride where man became insecure and compared himself to others, thus creating unwarranted fear and man to take pleasure in the weakness of others. In Rousseau's first discourse, the discourse of the arts and sciences, he debated how arts and sciences have been a negative impact on humans instead of being positive, because he believed these were created not for helping with the human needs, but were advanced due to wanting pride and vanity. In addition, he claimed that the arts and sciences failed to contribute anything positive to morality. Scientific knowledge, such as the study of orbits of the planets, had created a false sense for luxury, thus using science to make our lives more pleasurable instead of being morally better. The luxury and the fame that may result to these also resulted to the corruption of man because it ruined the engagement of more important activities, such as the opportunities of true friendship, because it was now replaced by fear, suspicion, and jealousy. Society began to praise these kinds of talents instead of virtues, such as courage and generosity. He concluded by emphasizing how the people should reduce on focusing on the arts and sciences, and instead focus on improving their characters. In his second discourse, the discourse on inequality, it described the decline of mankind from their primitive conditions where everyone was equal to modern society. He believed that humans were semi-apes, but their only difference from animals was that they had the free will and desire to be perfect. He argued that humans were possessed of a basic drive to care for themselves and a natural disposition to compassion or pity. As humans were forced to work together and not just care for themselves by the pressure of population growth, they thus underwent a psychological transformation, which resulted in them to value the opinions of others to be necessary for their well-being. However, as agriculture, metallurgy, and private property were discovered, distinct social classes formed, which led to increased interdependence and inequality. When people came together for a social contract for the protection of everyone, Rousseau claimed that this was just a way for the powerful people to keep their power by convincing the less fortunate and people with less power that it was in their interest to accept the situation. In conclusion, Rousseau claimed that by nature, humans were essentially peaceful and equal. However, it was a socialization process that changed humans and produced inequality, competition, and an egoistic behavior. In the discourse on political economy, Rousseau introduced the concept of his general will. He explained this by comparing a community to a human body. A body is one whole thing but is composed of different parts with different functions. Since the body's will is to look at the body as a whole, a political state also has the responsibility to look to its general well-being. With that being said, conflict occurred when the general will was not in favor with the wills of its citizens. To solve this problem, he proposed that the state needed to 1. Follow the general will in every action, 2. Ensure that every particular will was in accordance with the general will, and 3. That it satisfied public needs. Instead of supporting the idea that people followed rules due to the fear of punishment, Rousseau believed that the people will respect their state and fellow citizens if the laws were in accordance of the general will.